Hi, I'm here today with Rina Shainski, the co-founder and chairwoman of Duality Technologies. Rina, thank you so much for taking the time today to talk with me and to do this interview in honor of International Women's Day.
Yeah, thanks, Dova. It's really a pleasure to do it.
Thanks, Rina. Okay, so let's start off. Why don't you tell me a little bit about the beginning of your career? What inspired you to get involved in R&D, especially at a time when I always thought there weren't a lot of women in R&D, and how you made the transition to VC?
So I actually started my career thanks to the really good scientific and technological education that I had doing my undergrad in physics at Tel Aviv University and doing my master's degree in computer science at Weizmann Institute under the advisor Adi Shamir, who is one of the top minds in cryptography. And I was lucky right after finishing my master's, I found myself in Silicon Valley and joining as an engineer in one of the fast growing companies that really doubled every year during the time that I was just starting there as a software engineer. And I must say, I wasn't that self-aware about being a female software engineer or writing pretty sophisticated and innovative software programs. At that time, it was a compiler for hardware design engineers. So it wasn't for me such a there were quite a few female engineers in that place. It was still the majority were men, but I didn't think about it to be so so special actually. And I became a VC much later, after quite a few years as leading R&D organizations and then business development organizations, after being in various executive positions in the high-tech industry. I became a general partner in one of the leading venture funds, Carmel Ventures at the time. Now it's called Viola VC. And it was for me pretty natural to basically evolve from a technology role to more business role, because I was involved also in analyzing synergies when the company I was in an executive position was acquiring other companies. So basically it was a pretty natural evolution from technology all the way to basically investing in innovative technology companies.
As someone who is revolutionary in her field, what challenges have you faced, especially early in your career and all the way until now, and have they changed over time?
So I would say the challenges were always more professional challenges. I guess I was maybe lucky to have great mentors and role models, which were, male leaders in the companies that I worked, and I always enjoyed being promoted and appreciated for the work I've done. I would say at the later stages of my career, when I was already sitting on boards of companies in which we invested as part of my Carmel Ventures, partnering in Carmel Ventures, and I was really pretty, I would say one of the, maybe one usually, females on company boards. And that's where I started feeling that there are really way too few female executives in technology companies. And also, I would say from the entrepreneurs, if you look at how many there are female entrepreneurs, it's really a very, very low percentage still. So it wasn't a direct challenge, but it does feel, I would call, a bit lonely. And it would be great to have a better balance of female executives, female investors, and female entrepreneurs in the technology space.
So, I mean, what factors do you think would be able to help women entrepreneurs be able to break more into this space, to be able to increase our presence in high-tech companies? What advice would you give?
So I think first and foremost is, of course, the drive and the motivation to want to lead, to succeed, to want to develop a career. That's number one. There has to be some internal drive to want to build a career in technology and to like technology. And then there is a second factor, which is really extremely important, is to have a good network, supporting ecosystem of, it can be female and male at the same time. It's but mainly to have this environment that actually is supportive of a female entrepreneur. They're important. And also at certain point, for some at least, balancing career and family is also a significant challenge for female executives or entrepreneurs.
Okay, tell me a little bit about how you found Duality. You know, most people, when they are founders of a startup, from what I understand, you end up then transitioning into being a VC. But you did the opposite. You went from being a VC to founding your own startup. Tell me a little bit about that and what pulled you to Duality.
So I always had passion for innovation, and I was lucky early in my career to be part of high growth companies and also in a startup. And then I actually was a general partner for 16 years. And actually, my passion for innovation and for creation of new companies, of transforming products, services, using technology to innovate, this passion always remained. And when I really came across this amazing, my co-founders, they realized that basically this challenging technology and science of confidential computing, of privacy enhanced computing, unlock so many new opportunities. For me, it really connected or closed the full circle from where I started doing my master's in cryptography, full circle to taking this advanced technology and introducing it to the market and transforming how organizations collaborate on their sensitive data. And this was something that I really felt passionate of doing, and I decided to co-found Duality together with really the very awesome Duality founding team.
Okay, and if you could meet your 25-year-old self right now, what advice would you give her?
My advice actually, I think my 25 years old was very motivated, driven, and liked innovation and building new products. So I wouldn't say to do anything differently from that perspective. If I could say something, maybe to broaden the horizons and to see additional aspects to introducing technology to the world, maybe to understand more in economics, for example, and maybe with additional aspects of impact that technology is having on the world. But I would still encourage this, pretty young engineer that I was at 25 to really be daring and exploring and trying and feeling that the world is open, and I think that's how I felt when I was at that age.
Do you still feel that way now?
Yes, I think maybe even more than ever. today we see how technology impacts our world everywhere, also socially. Also, we just all experienced this pandemic, and we see how this vaccine came to the world so much faster than ever before, and how we could continue to communicate despite all the challenges of infection that was spreading globally. So I think today everybody realizes how technology really makes our life better, how it transforms them, everything that it enables. And I think we just really, as much as has already been achieved, we are unlocking new worlds all the time with technology. And I am so happy that we can also use technology to protect, not only because anytime we do some new things, it's fantastic, but we need also to remember that people have needs and rights, such as privacy. And in this world where technology with AI and machine learning can find individuals and can really de-identify data and so on, it's wonderful to be able to actually use technology also to protect values that are important to individuals and to companies.
Okay, well, thank you so much, Rina, for your time. Happy International Women's Day, and we look forward to hearing more from you in the future.
Thank you, Tova.
Take care.